Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a fun video. This is going to be I'm going to say get ready with me, but I'm not really going anywhere, so it's just me putting makeup on my face because I feel like it. And we're going to be busting out an oldie but a goodie palette. I want to say old, but it's not actually old. Well, it is old in makeup world, but to me it's not that old. We are going to be playing with the It's Freakin Bats palette from Shroud and Battybean. Mine still says Beautbean because that was her old handle at the time when she launched this palette, but the new ones say Battybean on it. And it's the most perfect spooky little palette ever. So it's all kind of greens and purples and bluey tones and quite ethereal sort of shades and all that kind of stuff. I have done a 3 looks 1 palette with this. I've also done a first impressions with this, and this is my 3rd video I'm doing with this on my channel, but I just, for the time of year, since it is my favourite palette in my collection, I think, pretty sure it is my favourite palette. It was my favourite palette of the year it came out, which was 2021, and if it was to be ranked again this year, it'd probably still be my favourite. So yeah, I am in love with this palette and I just wanted to play around with it again since it is the spooky season. So with this palette we're going to do this look here, quite a dark mermaidy kind of style look, and this is just going to play around with some colours either that I didn't get enough use of or a combination that I didn't really do with this kind of way, and you'll just get to see it in action. Just before we get into the actual tutorial, my Instagram is linked down below where I post all the up close eye pictures, full face pictures, and my TikTok is linked down below as well where you can see all of the fun stuff going on there as well. So without me rambling anymore, let's not ramble anymore because we're going to be a little bit chatty in this video. Let's get into the actual tutorial. Okay, so we're going to get into our look. I just want to kind of have a little play around with this palette because, as we said, it's been a little while since I've used it. I don't really know what I want to do. I definitely want to use Dairy because it's the darkest shade. So I'm definitely going to use that. Kind of want to use Spooky, which is like the periwinkle, because the only time I used that one was it with just like the periwinkle blown out all over the eye. So I want to use that to maybe blend out the purple. Definitely want to use Handbook, which is the lime green, which we all know I had to use that one. And I'm thinking Zero. Might use him as well, I'm not sure. I don't know. We're just going to get straight into this. So my skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on. It's all listed down below. I didn't do that on camera because that's not as fun and this bit will take a while anyway, so we'll just get on with it. Just want to make sure I'm not creasing up here though. So we're going to start with Dairy, which is our really dark purple, almost like black, but it's not, it is a purple. There is a good bit of kick up from these shadows, so just be aware of that, especially with the darker shades. But if you go lightly and tap your brush off and dab the colours onto a sticky base, they should be fine. And I'm taking that on a BH Cosmetics Rose Gold number 6 brush, which is not the biggest fluffy brush in the set, like the next one down from that one. And I think, I don't know, do I want to do a half cut crease? Maybe. I definitely want to do like a wingy sort of shape, so I'm going to focus this mostly to the outer part of the eye. Now, on the eye, it does go very cool toned, like it'll only really purple up when you start using the periwinkle shade, and if you used like a more purpley, like a pinky purple as well. It is a blackened purple, as I said, so there is a good bit of black in the base of this purple. But I'm bringing this colour the whole way through the eye, just so we have a nice bit of deafening here for when I put my shimmers on. Just going to kind of go with that sort of shape where I'm pulling it outwards. Now the lower lash, I might thinking of using Adams, which is the teal, but I don't know yet. We'll kind of see how we get on. So now I'm taking Spooky, which is our gorgeous periwinkle. I'm taking that on a 6SS from Inglot, a super fluffy brush. Just a little bit at a time, little dab. And I'm going to use that to start softening out the edge of this darker purple. Oh, I watched The Uninvited, which was actually quite good. That was quite good. Wasn't expecting it. But then I found out it was basically like the American remake of A Tale of Two Sisters, which has been on my list for a while. And now I feel like I've ruined that on myself. I don't know. Just building up that colour now and getting a nice intensity with it. We're going big with this one in case you haven't noticed. And with this, I'm kind of pulling out whatever's left on the brush in that sort of shape, but I will tidy up under here a little bit in a while. I'm just trying to get my nice blend going, and then just going back in with the same brush I used for Dairy, and just with whatever's left on it, just going through and making sure that my blend between these two colours is perfect. Oh, another movie that I watched was Room 1408. Didn't end the way I thought it was going to end. It was very good though. I did really enjoy it. Very psychological horror. These are all horror movies, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. I do love horror movies, and it is spooky season, so I mean obviously I'm going to be watching a lot of them. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like I thought it was going to resolve a different way. Say that without spoiling it. I just had it in my head that there was a certain way that the movie was going to end, and then it didn't do that, and I was like, oh, okay. I did enjoy it though. Okay, so we have that sort of shape going. This is the trust the process look. We will get there in the end. Just follow along. Okay, so now I'm taking a small little flat, really dense smudgy brush for the bottom. This is like a Harry Potter one I got in Primark. I'm going to take the shade Adams, which is the really dark teal green. These pick up so much on the brush, so you just have to be very careful when you're dipping into them with the mattes. And I'm just running that colour along my lower lash line, just really packing it on, making it nice and thick, because we've gone so dramatic up here, I'll have to have something quite heavy underneath as well. But yeah, we've also been watching quite controversially, well, I mean, everyone's been watching it, but it has been quite controversial, the Dahmer series. Now, I listen to a lot of true crime, very interested. I'm very interested in the psychological behaviours of people. I love hearing how people's minds work and all that kind of stuff. The whole, like, romanticising him, insane, like, absolutely nuts. I mean, I get it, Evan Peters is a very good looking man. I mean, and you can see where there's an attractiveness to him, but to the person, no, absolutely not. But I think what's happening is people fancy Evan Peters, so therefore are fancying Jeffrey Dahmer, even though that is absolutely insane. Forgetting the fact that, like, he's a real person, it did actually happen. A lot of the victims' families and the victims themselves are still alive, or the ones that, you know, survived are still alive. So I don't know. I don't see where people are coming from when they are doing that, but I can see where they're coming from an actor point of view. Because I mean, I watched him in American Horror Story and I adore him. On a positive note with the show though, he's doing an unbelievable job at playing him. Like, scary, like you forget it's Evan Peters and you really think it's Jeffrey Dahmer. Because I've watched a lot of interviews of Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, terrifyingly accurate. Okay, a little bit of fallout, but that's fine because I'm going to tidy up, because I want to tidy up along here as well. But I'm going to just take my 219 from MAC and take the same Adams shade, and we're just going to go in and start fluffing out that lower lash a little bit more, just to get a bit of a softer blend going. And I've pulled the green out a little bit as well towards the outer corner, so you can see a little bit better there. There's a good bit of fallout, but it's fine. We're going to tidy that up. Okay, so I'm taking my NYX glitter primer. I just popped a little bit on my brush like this. This is a BH Cosmetics Rose Gold number 7, which is like the flat brush of that set. Taking that, and we're going to pop this along the lids. Just make sure it's nice and even. And then when I start getting to my cut crease, I will kind of go a little bit above it, just so I don't get any transfer. And put a bit of pressure down, because it'll help give you a bit more of a sharp line with the glitter primer. Okay, so we're going to do 0, which is like a light kind of, almost like that periwinkle in a shimmer, but with like a slight kind of tealy green shift, which I think will blend into Handbook quite well. There is Apparition as well, which is more of like a purple with like a gold shift, but I think 0 with this look will be good. Taking that same brush with 0 on it, the flat one that I just used for my cut crease. And there's something about Shroud's shimmer formula is thick. Thick in the best way possible. Almost like you're popping a cream on, but it's still a powder. It still feels like a powder, but it's just thick. So this is going on like from I'm kind of leaving a gap basically, like a little third in here of my lid open. That's going to be for the green. I just want a little pop of that, but this is going to be on the main lid. And then just start feathering it out as we meet that darker matte. Oh, so magical looking. I love it. So I think as this video is going up, about last week, we went to, me and my boyfriend were invited to a wedding, which we had never been to a wedding before together. We've been together 6 years, and like we're not of the age where, well, we kind of are. He's 30 and I'm 28. Of like wedding season with a lot of our friends, and we're not there yet, you know what I mean? So this is like the first wedding we got to go to. It was very fun. She is my friend. She's actually my old manager, but a very good friend of mine, and we got to go to that, which was a lot of fun. And she's a bit of a spooky bitch as well, which is also a lot of fun. She's also an ex-emo, well, I say ex-emo, elder emo, as we like to call ourselves. So she had a lot of like MCR playing, Paramore, Blink-182. She even had AC/DC playing, which I was very happy about. Just before I continue with my story, I'm going in with Derry again on the same brush we used for Derry at the beginning, and just tapping that over the edge of the shimmer where they meet, just to blend it in a little bit more. And just nice to get dressed up. That wasn't going out like the way we normally do to like a rock bar or anything like that. Getting actually dressed up, very fancy, you know, proper. He had a suit on. It was very nice. It was nice. Okay, so now that that is on, I'm going to go in with Handbook, which is our beautiful shimmery lime green, which is one of my favourite shades ever. This is thick as well, so just be careful. Taking that on a 239 from MAC, which is just their flat brush, and we're just going to pop this on this inner part in here. Bring that right up against the edge of the cut crease, almost wrapping around the first, or the 0 shade, yeah, 0 a little bit, and then overlap them. Start kind of flicking over to get a nice blend. Like, it literally looks like I have about 4 different colours on my lid, but I only actually have 2. When I did my 3 looks one palette with this palette, and I used this colour in a look, was when I did like the all green with like Trappa, that was all on the eye, and the Sam shade on the inner corner, and then did a black lip. One of my favourite looks of all time. Oh my god, I loved it. It's my favourite colour, and then my favourite lip. Like, it was just perfect. Just taking my flat brush that I used for 0 and just taking that to overlap a little bit as well with the lime green, just to get even more blends going. Now, I will tidy up off camera once I'm going to do the rest of my face, but just my last little step, I'm going to take another 219. You can use the same one that we used for the lower lash and just clean it off, but I'm going to take Sam, which is the most glorious kind of like green, gold, silver, light kind of shade, like almost like a shimmery sage sort of shade. Taking a little bit of that, and this is so sparkly and beautiful, and that's going to be my inner corner highlight. Just popping that in here. I will say another thing, just it's actually popping into my head there about the Jeffrey Dahmer show. When I'm watching it, like, I watch a lot of horror movies, I watch a lot of things that are quite dark, and I listen to a lot of podcasts that are quite dark as well. I have a dark kind of interest in things. When I sit and watch a Jeffrey Dahmer show, I have this pit in my stomach the whole time. You can't feel comfortable. The only way I can describe it is like if you've seen the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix in it, that kind of feeling, if you had that feeling as well, where you just feel uncomfortable during the whole thing. You really enjoyed it, like I really enjoyed it, and I'm really enjoying the series as well. But you have this like pit uncomfortable, like you feel sick every time something is mentioned, like a tool is mentioned or a name is mentioned. I don't know. It's a weird one, but it's so good. But look at that inner corner. Look how shiny she is. Oh, she's beautiful. Okay, so I think that is all for the look. It's a weird one, but wait until the rest of the things are on and then it'll come together a little bit more. I'm going to tidy up my under eyes. I'm going to do my cheeks, finish off the eyes, and do a lip. What lip do I want to do? Ooh, grey. Might do grey. I'll come back in a sec. Okay, guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I am loving this. Very cool tone, very, I don't know, Dark Mermaid style. I know I did a look kind of like inspired by Dark Mermaid before, but I don't know if it's up on the channel yet. Will be soon. But I love this. I think this is so cute. I'm kind of loving my hair right now because I've got like the slightly longer bits in the front, but yeah, I love this look. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, I went in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Mars, which is like an emerald green to match the green on the lower lash line. Just pop that in my waterline. I did do a winged liner because we went for kind of a wingy shape with the eyeshadow, so I wanted to kind of keep that going. So I went in with my NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner in black, just liquid liner, and just did a generous wing. Let's say generous wing. Then my mascara is my Soap and Glory Thick and Fast mascara. Just using it while I have my lashes or while I'm doing all my looks. And I actually use the MAC Stack mascara like generally day to day. It's the best. Between that and the Benefit Bad Gal Bang, they're like my 2 favourite mascaras ever. And then for my lashes, I went in with my Violet Voss lashes. These are, hang on, what are they called? All the Wispy Ladies. So I use those because they, again, a little bit longer on the outside and very kind of fluttery as well. Onto cheeks then, my bronzer is my Juvia's Place Bronze Duo in Light. And I use the top shade generally kind of all around the sides of my face to give me a nice bit of warmth, but I use it like a dab of this just to really hollow out the cheeks a little bit more. Then on to blush, a new one for me. This is the Kash Beauty Sculpt Blush Sculpt Powder in the shade Sundance. I only recently got this because where I live, the Kash Beauty has come into stores, and I picked up this and a couple of other little bits and got a little goodie bag with it. But yeah, it's a really nice kind of shimmery orange, perfect little colour, kind of an orange that I wanted in my collection as well, which I'm very happy with. And I would love to see Kash Beauty come out with more products because I actually really like their bits. I use their lashes a lot as well, so you know, I'd like to see more from them. And then to contrast the kind of peachy orange cheek but also complement the eye, I went in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glowkit, and I used the shade Lucky Clover, which is a green duochrome, which I think matches the kind of purpley tone on the lid that has the green duochrome quite well. It gives this real kind of wet, kind of magical kind of look to the cheeks as well. And then lip, kept it simple. Did what I said I was going to do. I went in with my grey liquid lip. This is Wolf from KVD Beauty. You would have seen this if you already seen a little video on my channel. It's my unconventional weird lip colours, but this features in it as well. And this is another way to wear it as well. So that is our look. That is our little, I'm going to say get ready with me, but I'm not actually going anywhere. I just decided to use this. I just wanted to play around with this palette again and bust it out, especially since the Halloween palette recently came out. I will hopefully soon do a little like put the two palettes together, do Get Ready With Me, or a little palette bingo, maybe even a Shroud multi-palette bingo where I've like the Arcana as well added into it. But yeah, I just wanted to bust it out because, as I said, it's topped every ranking I've had for palettes. It's been kind of the palette that I relate to the most, and I love it, and I brought my bats out for this one too. So yeah, I love this palette so much. I love the colours, I love the formula, I think it's stunning. Do I prefer it more than Halloween? I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I think I do, but I kind of almost put the two together and think of it as one big palette, if that makes sense, which I love that idea then. Do you know, that kind of way? Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting, like to put the two together and you get the most perfect spooky season looks. And I know they're constantly restocking this as well on Shroud, and Battybean is always doing kind of new looks with it every time there's a restock coming up, or something on Instagram whenever there's a restock as well, especially with the Halloween and especially with it being this time of year. So constant restocks, keep an eye out for them and go check them out. So I want to know down in the comments below, what do you think of this palette? Do you still love this palette? Are you still using this palette, especially this time of year as well? And what do you think of the look I created? Did you enjoy it? Would you wear this kind of look? 'Cause I think it's quite fun, a little bit weird, and just I don't know, just gives me kind of spooky dark vibes, and I love it. If you did like this video, then give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and also let me know that you like the video, and I will continue to do many more. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below, where I post all my up close eye pictures, full face pictures of my looks, and my TikTok is linked down below, where I do all fun weird transitions. So yeah, I think that is everything from me, guys, so I will see you in the next video. Bye.